Hey guys, it's Mr. March. We're back to finish A Midsummer Night's Dream. So this is Act 5, Scene 1, the very last scene. I told you last time this is going to be a really long scene, and I would try to mash it down, and I think I've done a great job of that. So let's get to it. This scene is all about the royal wedding, which started right at the beginning of our play, Act 1, Scene 1. This is what we were leading up to. This wedding for Duke Theseus and Queen Hippolyta became a triple header wedding when Lysander and Hermia, as well as Demetrius and Helena, got added to the wedding card. So now we have three people getting married, and this scene starts with Theseus, Hippolyta, Philostrate, Aegeus, that whole crew. They're walking in, and Hippolyta's just kind of commenting on what a crazy scene they saw in the forest with the four lovers and everybody kind of being in a dream state and not really knowing how to explain what had happened. And, she's like, that was a pretty wild story that all those lovers told. So, and Duke Theseus like that, it was straight crazy talk. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe hallucinations. I'm not sure what it was, but whatever. And Hippolyta's she's on about it a little bit. She's like, yeah, but, they all kind of told the same story consistently. Like, I just feel like there's something to it. And right around this time, while they're talking about the lovers, the lovers come wandering in. And Theseus is like, look at these joyful men and women. They're all young and in love. And God, what a joy it is to see you. And Lysander's, they're all very deferential. This is the Duke, and he's like, hey, sir, we're just grateful to be here in your shadow. We don't want to upstage you. It's your day. We're just so grateful that you allowed us to be a part of this. And Theseus kind of getting everybody set for the, come on, y'all, we got to get the dances and outfits ready for the reception. And he calls over his guy Philostrate. He's like, yo, Phil. And Philostrate's like, sir. Theseus wants to know, what do we have planned for the reception? What kind of merriment do we have for the people? How are we going to entertain them? And Philostrate hands him a list, right? And he's like, all right, well, you're calling the shots, obviously, but here's your options. And Theseus is like, he reads the first one off the list, and it goes, the battle with the centaurs, to be sung by an Athenian eunuch to the harp. And so centaurs are these half human, half and a horse type creatures. And a eunuch is someone who is a male who had their genitals removed completely, just gone. One of the benefits of that, I guess, is that they can hit all the high notes now. So Theseus reads this and he's like, nah, we're good on that. We're going to go ahead and pass. And he starts listing the other acts. And he's like, whatever. But he gets to Pyramus and Thisbe. And Philostrate's like, there is not one actor in that bunch. The thing is a train wreck. I saw the rehearsals. It's the funniest thing. I nearly peed my pants laughing. You never saw such a piece of crap in all your life. And Theseus is like, well, who's it by? And Philostrate's like, a bunch of the laborers from town, never acted before, but they want to pay tribute to you. And Theseus is like, yeah, let's do it. And Philostrate's like, no, you really don't want to deal with this garbage. It's funny, but it is bad. And Theseus is like, no, let's have it. Can't anything go wrong when you keep it simple and you got people with a sense of duty? Bring them in. Let's have them perform. And Hippolyta kind of pushes back a little. She's like, I don't want to see a death at this wedding. And he said they're going to die on stage. We don't want that. And Theseus just kind of brushes her off. No, it's cool. It's cool. And he's like, we have to be patient and understanding with the common folk. I've got people stuttering, fumbling over their words when they talk to me. They're so in awe. They're so nervous. This is how it is to be royalty. We got to be patient with the commoners. So Philostrate brings him in, and there's a little bit of a time thing where we don't exactly know when they're talking about the wedding versus when they're just at the wedding. But they're there and they're performing. And so Philostrate brings them in, and the actors, the workers, they do their performance, and it's every bit as bad as we talked about. Um, it's it's just the worst. I mean, if you've been listening through this series, you've known right from the gate that like nothing they were going to produce is any good. And Act 5, Scene 1 goes into a lot of detail about everything that happens, the play-by-play of all of it. But to spare you the details and to save some time here, it's every bit the piece of garbage that we promised it would be the whole time. And the people are laughing at them, and this and that. I guess the only thing, it's a train wreck. Everyone's laughing, they're cracking jokes. The one thing that we really didn't hammer on too heavily is that one of the actors decides to play a wall. When Pyramus and Thisbe have to talk through a wall, they're talking through this dude's legs. So you can kind of you get a little bit of a visual, something like that. It's ridiculous. Just to look at it is kind of absurd. Something like this, or maybe one like this, and it's a joke. The whole play's a joke. And as soon as it ends, Bottom wants to start telling everybody why everything sucked. He's kind of I can explain. I promise. Let me and Duke Theseus shuts him off right away. Nope, say no more. This, by the way, had absolutely no business in here. It's my favorite of these, and who doesn't want to see a little squilliam? So Theseus stops them, and he's like, nope, never explain yourself, never complain. You did the best that you could. Whatever. You tortured all of us, but don't explain yourselves, and you don't have to apologize. You're Athenians. Again, I didn't need to put this in. Just, we're winding down. So everybody gets married. We have the happily ever after type deal. And then Theseus puts everybody to bed. All right, everybody, off to bed. And so now we have 3 happily married couples. Everybody's gone off to sleep. And Robin, Oberon, and Titania come in. And they decide that they're, they want to give blessings of true love and peace and safety. And Robin comes in. Everybody leaves, and it's just Robin. And Robin has just a monologue at the end. And, if we hurt anybody's feelings, just think of it this way, that you too, the audience, you were a part of a dream. Just like Titania and Bottom and the lovers. Think of it that way. If we've hurt your feelings, if any of this offended you, treat it as if it were a dream. And we bid you good night. And on our way out, we are going to spend the night making sure that we give blessings onto the newly married couples to send them off into their new happy lives with peace and joy and love and prosperity. And so they're going to bless their bodies until daybreak, and then they'll be gone. So that is the end of Act 5, Scene 1, the end of A Midsummer Night's Dream. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back with something else shortly. Have a good one.